Rainbow Cup, Leinster and Munster, 27 points to 3. Munster get the result, 3 tries to none. It's probably one that ticks the boxes in terms of Munster because they went into this one essentially with their full strength lineup from what I could see. Leinster not so much, they'd shifted things around a lot. So Munster really had to get a win here and not just scrape by but actually get a pretty comfortable win, and that's exactly what they did. I watched this one this morning here in New Zealand. I watched it a bit backwards because I got up late once again. Excuse me, it is a long weekend over here in New Zealand. Monday's a holiday, so I slept in, got up to watch the second half, and then just have rewatched the first half now. So it's a bit backwards. It maybe takes a bit away from the viewing experience, but either way, it was a decent watch. Good win for Munster for sure. And maybe a few too many errors, but certainly some good moments and a bit of feeling in the game, which is the main thing. I'll go through some of the stats, the key events, and you guys can let me know your thoughts as always. Like I mentioned, feeling was going to be an interesting one because with Leinster not putting out their full strength team and it being an all new competition, which is kind of a once off, you kind of wondered, are the guys actually going to get into this? But it's Leinster Munster, so there shouldn't be any need other than that just for these guys to be fired up. And they were fired up because we had handbags early, very early. Munster won like a maul turnover and then there was handbags all over the shop. The ref kind of had to settle the guys down. A bit of feeling. No love lost between these sides. And then Munster, coast to coast try. Proper try. Conor Murray on 4 minutes. Peter Amani wins a turnover, gets the ball to Damien Delende, and he's length of the field. Conor Murray's support line. Great little pass, and over 7 points to 0 early on. Great start for Munster, you'd have to say. But unfortunately for Leinster and for me, Harry Byrne goes off after 5 minutes. I say for me because I've hardly got a chance to see Harry Byrne play. And people tell me he's a very good prospect and to watch out for him. And I was very keen to see how he would go, but he got all of 5 minutes before going off. So I feel sorry for the young fella. I hope he comes right. There was a good chance for him in a big game to put down a shift, but that chance is taken away from him. So that's really unfortunate, and I do feel for him. 8 minutes, Leinster do settle things down with a penalty to make it 7 points to 3. But from there, the game gets a wee bit messy. It's back and forth. There's too many errors. There's too many penalties. The penalty count in this game is relatively high. Damien Delende was probably the only guy who looked really comfortable. He looked like he was playing the game in slow motion, that everyone else was just a yard off the pace from him. He looked really good. Back to World Cup winning form from that man. I know he's been in good form for a while. I mean, Farrell was looking okay as well. Murray's looking good. Ringrose was trying some steps and whatnot. But, I thought Damien Delende was looking the business. Murray kicked it out on the full at one point. So just a few uncharacteristic errors, from both sides, really. But it was good to see Joey Carberry taking the ball to the line. He's another one that I haven't seen play for a long time. He was out for such a long time with injury, but really good to see him looking pretty comfortable. 33 minutes. I wrote the Leinster execution is just not there. They've got a 5 metre line out on their own line, defensive line out, and they lose it. Munster on attack, but eventually James Ryan gets penalised for lying at the back of a ruck, but Stephen Archer's trying to move him out the way with some proper old school rucking. He's trying to ruck him off the ball, and those sprigs on his boots are hitting some pretty tender areas for James Ryan. So there is some colourful language that you'll hear through the microphone rather clearly. And the TMO gets on the horn to the ref and says, you need to look at this, and Archer ends up getting yellow carded. So I hope James Ryan is all right after that one. I think he seemed to play out the rest of the game okay. But yeah, Munster down a man. However, Munster do score the next points on 38. It's a penalty to make it 10 points to 3. They're winning the yellow card. Leinster do have one shot right before half-time to even that out during the yellow card, but they missed that one, so it's 10-3. They go into the sheds. So that's the second part that I watched. The part where I started was the second half, and it's Damien Delende on the side of the scrum. Because they've got the yellow card, he's packing down on the flank, and he's always kind of been a flanker in a midfielder's position, hasn't he? He's a big unit of a man. He loves the contact. He was always criticised in South Africa for not passing, but he's amended that part of his game. But yeah, he was loving the breakdown work in this game for sure. He won a couple of turnovers, but packing down on the side of the scrum. And doing pretty well actually. They saw out the rest of the yellow card period, so they actually won it 3 points to 0. Interestingly, on 46 minutes, Leinster, who were only 7 points down, They get a very kickable penalty. They opt to go for touch. They maul it, and Munster are able to stop them and win a turnover. So that's kind of the story of this game. Leinster either make errors or Munster turn them over. The defence was pretty ferocious, it has to be said. But Leinster's execution, not their normal kind of top level. Maybe that is because of the rejigged lineup. I don't know. 61 minutes, 57, Munster get a penalty because Baird takes Carberry out off the ball. Munster don't opt for touch, they take the point, so it's 13-3, and then Murray gets a try about 5 minutes later. It's another good scrum half try. Like the first one was a good scrum half support line, and the next one's just seeing an opportunity at the base of the ruck. Just knocks the ball down. The TMO has to check the grounding, but he's got enough fingertips on it to get the ball down. So proper good form from him, quick thinking. And the build-up was great. Like, good to see maybe a bit of the Larkham influence there. I've been waiting to see it for ages. It was like Damon Dale in there, gets it to Peter Marnie, recycles quick ball, Gavin Coombs, offload, and then eventually they're a meter out, and that's when Murray snipes. So 20 points to 3. 65 minutes, Leinster go phases in Munster 22, but Tyke Byrne wins a turnover, so it's another Munster turnover. And then 71 minutes, Munster get a penalty try. The maul collapses in front of the line, and the ref has pretty much no choice because Munster were going forward to award the penalty try, so it's 27 points to 3. 77 minutes. Leinster, their defence was good. They got a turnover. Munster tried a captain's challenge, but I didn't quite hear what the heck the ref was saying on the microphone. Something about you can't question that one because it was set piece. And then on full time, they tried another one. Lockman got a turnover, and I thought that's game over, but Munster wanted to keep playing. And then they ended up turning the ball over again, and they wanted to captain's challenge something again. The ref said no, the game was over. So it was a bit of an anticlimactic one in the end. I'm not sure what quite the deal was. But anyway, the game finishes 27 points to 3. Good win for Munster. Like I said, it does enough because they couldn't just scrape by. They had to do it properly against a not full-strength Leinster team, and they did it properly. So absolutely check those boxes. I'm not sure if Leinster fans will just kind of shrug their shoulders at this one. Will they be annoyed, or will they be disappointed in some of the guys, or do they not care because it's the Rambo Cup? I'm not sure. Stats, position 58-42, territory 56-44. Those are in Leinster's favour actually, but turnovers won 15-5. 15-5. Clean breaks is 2-1, always pretty low between these sides. Penalties conceded is 14 by Leinster, 15 by Munster. So that's pretty high, getting on 30 penalties there. Damien Dale Lender finishes with 7 defenders beaten and 58 run meters. The man is a proper unit. But yeah, good win for Munster, man. Congratulations to those guys. As I said, I'm not sure. Like, they weren't like jumping for joy at the end of the game. It's one game. It's a good win at them for the RDS. However, there's no crowd there, so maybe there's less feeling in it. But they weren't exuberant at the win. It was just kind of like another day at the office, seemingly. But anyway, you guys have any thoughts on this one? Do you think this shows us much into how things might go for the rest of the competition? I see Edinburgh got a win. Benetton had a pretty good win. Connacht have had a win. And Scarlets and Dragons are playing, I think, later. So, yeah, still lots to like. You guys have any thoughts? And talk to you again soon. See you later.